Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about 7 things you hate about Attack on Titan. And the last one is so bad the whole community hates it. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future videos. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you hate most in AOT. The first thing on our list is all the frequent plot armors the characters have. All the central characters have pretty strong plot armor, and it's pretty evident from the very first season. For example, in the 5th episode of the first season, Eren gets eaten by a Titan. Normally, his Titan's power should have been transferred to the Titan who ate him. Luckily for him, he gets eaten without being bitten by his neck. Even though this is ideally how each Titan wants to devour their human prey, Eren somehow gets lucky enough to not suffer this fate. Had he been bitten like Titans normally devour humans, Eren would have likely never been the main character, changing the trajectory of the anime entirely. There's also the time Reiner gets struck by Levi 2 times, and still survives, because of his special Titan powers. Sorry Isayama, you aren't fooling anyone. The only reason Reiner survived Levi's quick and brutal slashes was because of the plot armor that Reiner was bestowed upon by you. The second thing people don't like about Attack on Titan is the frequent death of potentially interesting characters. Although the central characters get a lot of plot armor, conversely the side characters usually end up dying without any significant cause. There must be a boundary between fiction and reality. In real life, pointless death makes sense. However, in fiction, each death must serve the purpose of further progressing the plot. The sin that Isayama commits is that he frequently just kills them off, just to shock the audience with some violence every now and then. What makes things worse is that some of them actually had the potential to be pretty great characters on their own. Take Mike Zacharias, for example. He was introduced as the second strongest soldier of humanity. He also showcased his strength and intelligence during adversity. However, not long after he just ends up dying. And that's it. What could have been another great character just ends up dying a pointless death, and AOT is filled with these characters. The third thing on the list is Mikasa's obsession with Eren. Mikasa is a character that had the foundation to become a great character. She had a tragic childhood, where she witnessed the murder of her parents. She's strong and can kill off Titans as Levi can. But best of all, she showed the ability to become a leader very early on in the anime. You'd expect such a character to turn into an intelligent person that deals with the morality of right and wrong. However, the only thing she cares about throughout the show is Eren. This seems cute in the beginning, but as the plot becomes more complex, watching Mikasa's character lag behind starts to become a lot more unbearable. Ultimately, until the very end, she doesn't change that much at all, which is something that fans didn't appreciate. The fourth thing on the list is saving Armin instead of Erwin. By the end of the Battle of Shiganshina, the Survey Corps had 2 options. They could have either saved the more reliable option, Erwin, or they could have saved Armin, the newbie in the Survey Corps. Rationality would say that Erwin was the safer bet. However, instead of going for Erwin, Levi ends up saving Armin and gives him the Titan Serum. This was arguably a bad choice, since Armin doesn't develop into much of an interesting character. Erwin could have contributed a lot more to the plot, and at the same time he would have been a lot more fun to watch. Isayama really should have gone for Erwin at this point in the show. Coming in at the 5th spot we have questionable drawing in the manga. If you're one of those fans who's only watched the anime and didn't bother looking into the manga, then you're lucky to have never experienced this side of Isayama's flaw. Initially, the drawings of the AOT manga were questionable to say the least. Even some of the anime scenes ended up having questionable drawings. However, to Isayama's credit, he did get better as the manga progressed, and it's not something we'd remember him for. Still, it's a flaw that AOT fans don't like about the great Isayama. Coming in at the 6th spot we have the use of CGI. Now, in the anime community, CGI isn't something that's appreciated a lot. Some say that the hate on CGI is well deserved, whereas others think that the hate is simply unjustified. As for me, I think that good CGI has its place in anime, whereas the bad ones really piss me off. Luckily, Attack on Titan has some really nice CGI. However, despite being good, the AOT fanbase has had a hard time accepting it. Most AOT fans would much rather witness the Titans in their hand-drawn perfection. It first started off with Wit Studio using CGI for the Colossus Titan. Then as the project got handed over to MAPPA, they decided to use CGI on all 9 Titans. Both the studios produced some amazing results, but CGI just isn't most fans' cup of tea. Lastly, the worst thing that AOT fans hate most about the anime is the ending of AOT Manga. Isayama literally laid the foundation of one of the best mangas to come in history, and made an ending that disappointed nearly all the fanbase equally. The ending features a fragile Eren, who couldn't complete the rumbling and ends up dying. To add fuel to the fire, Isayama released a few extra chapters, confirming that humanity ends up having a war again, which would mean that Eren's sacrifice and everything he did was pretty much in vain. If you're watching this, Isayama, this last point is a subtle reminder for you to please let the anime original ending theory become a reality. Speaking of which, if you want to keep watching AOT AOE videos, click on this video right here to keep watching. I'll see you there. Peace.